Hey everybody, Doug Reynolds here, your Sacramento area realtor. And today I'm sitting with Matt Gouget, also known as Matt the Mortgage Guy, excellent lender here in the Sacramento area, works with a lot of my buyer clients and just offers great service to them. So today we're doing a video. Right now in the market, it's pretty competitive for buyers. There's not a lot of inventory, and at certain price points, there's just a lot more buyers than there are available homes out there. So it's creating competition and multiple offers. And so I, as a realtor, have some techniques that I can use to negotiate for my buyers in regards to enticing the seller, making their offer more attractive. One of those things is the term of how quickly we're going to close escrow and how quickly the appraisal is going to happen or loan approval is going to happen, things like that. Those are terms that aren't necessarily the price, but they can be helpful in getting the seller to accept your offer. So Matt, as a lender, what can you do to help that out for a buyer when they're writing an offer?
Sure. Part of it is coaching the buyer, and not just, we've got processes in place. And so it gives the buyer a lot of confidence. Listen, here's how it's going to go. Here's exactly what's going to happen. And so in advance of getting the offer accepted, we're already coaching the buyer up. But like you said, in order to get their offer accepted, you're going to write something, a shorter contingency period for the appraisal, for the inspections, and for the loan approval. So on our end, we've got systems in place to make all this stuff happen really quickly. And so, when you write that competitive offer, we got to close in 21 days. We know that in advance that we're going to send out disclosures on the first day. We're going to order the appraisal day 2, and we're going to get the ball rolling. It's a lot about systems and coaching, in my opinion. And
okay, so for example, a standard close is usually around 30 days, and then the contract has 17 days for the loan approval. What you're telling me is you work with the clients up front to kind of coach them up, get all their documentations before we even get to that point. So then how quickly, what would be an example of how you'd feel comfortable moving forward with someone that has provided you everything you needed up front already?
Right, and that's the thing too, is that a lot of it is dependent on the client. And so I've got clients that are great. If I say, hey, I need the last month's bank statement and your most recent pay stub, with the accessibility of these documents, somebody can get me that stuff in 15 minutes. So I talk to the agent, and another key part of it is the teamwork between the agent and the loan officer. And we say, hey, we've got a client who's really responsive. Write a 21-day close because I know we can do it. I know that this borrower we're working with is going to be able to get me documents relatively quickly. And on that subject, Mountain West, along with a lot of other lenders, are starting to deal with some of these automated things that are bound to happen in mortgage. They're already happening. The Rocket Mortgage is an example. Rocket Mortgage. A lot of companies coming out with better versions of what they're doing, where we can automate getting verifications of employment and verifications of assets, which are the two basic things that a loan approval is going to need. We're going to have to verify they've got money in the bank and verify they've had this employment for this long with this company, making this much. And so we are going to be able to close loans with this new Fast Forward program we have coming out in 10 and 12 days. Wow. We don't always need to close them that fast, but we'll have the ability to. And for these clients that are really responsive, really tech savvy, we say, hey, here's a link. Give us your information and your login to your bank. We're going to be able to access the bank statements. That's not for everybody. I know how that might sound to some folks and say, hey, I don't want anyone to be able to access that stuff. But for those that are tech savvy and understand that there's things in place where that's not going to be compromised, we can do that on the asset side. And then on the verification of employment side, if these employers are state of California or Kaiser or these bigger organizations, all that data is accessible. It's just a matter of us getting the permission from the client and then accessing it. So we won't need W-2s, we won't need pay stubs, none of that stuff. And so in that case, it's even shorter. But still, the old-fashioned way of pay stubs and W-2s and bank statements, if we've got a responsive client and we're doing our part with our systems in place, we're going to be able to write a really aggressive offer, tell the realtor confidently, yes, we'll be able to close the thing in 21 days, and we perform.
Okay, so it sounds like you have the systems in place at Mountain West to be able to close in a really expedited period of time. It's kind of up to your client to make sure they're holding up their end of the bargain and getting you whatever you may need. And then additionally, you've got some specialty newer kind of 2.0 programs coming out that can even streamline stuff even further if it's the right fit for the client and everything like that.
Right.
Okay,
And
cool.
we're really, starting to implement those things, and it's going to be something that's going to be really common. 2 years from now, 90% of mortgage companies will do this. So it's not going to be for everyone, just like, there's different loan products for different folks. There's going to be different types of, ways to close a transaction for different types of borrowers.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's some information on kind of closing loans quickly and the ins and outs of how that works. That's really something that's important if you're a buyer in a competitive market like we have in Sacramento right now. And so take that advice. Give Matt a call if you want to reach out to him, mattthemortgageguy.com. He can get you dialed in so that we can write a really strong, aggressive offer for you and beat out other buyers that maybe are working with lenders that aren't going to be able to move quite as quickly. So thanks for watching my video. Feel free to see my information at realestatewithdoug.com, and we'll talk to you soon.